Anyway, so we think mental illness will make it worse.
Yes. We do.
So we agree
Absolutely.
on that. And welcome back to Hazardous Thoughts.
All the stuff that you don't care to know about.
I'm Kyler Brett.
And I'm Dylan Herdsman.
And today, for our special guest, we have Jared Ferguson.
Yeah, baby. Welcome back, Jared.
The Love Doctor is back.
Thank you.
Highly regarded as the smoothest guest we've had by far. So congrats on that. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good, actually. I feel proud of that title. I think it's something I worked hard for, and I really came out here and performed and got that title. So
that's good.
You really did. You really did. How is the Love Doctor business going?
Good, because I don't have one. So it's going phenomenal, really, if you think about it.
You haven't taught love to anybody else since the last time we saw you?
Just himself.
Just myself.
Yourself.
Just myself. I've been, as those millennials say, those youngsters that are older than me, I'm just working on myself.
I respect that.
I'm not at all.
I respect that.
He's hitched.
I'm hitched. So.
Yeah. So welcome back. Oh, excuse me. Also, we're coming off of Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
This is probably really after Thanksgiving though, but we are.
This is probably
this is
couple
past
weeks.
self. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, how was your guys' Thanksgiving?
It was good. When I was texting you the other day about Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving when we were texting each other, Happy Thanksgiving kind of thing.
Yeah.
I said Happy Turkey Day, and you didn't seem to like that. Do you have a problem with that? Like, I wanted to...
I think I said that. I think you said
Dylan said Happy Turkey Day.
I think you said Happy Thanksgiving, and I said Happy Turkey Day.
So I called you, and I was like, you said Happy Thanksgiving. I said Happy Turkey Day, and you went, yeah.
Oh, and then you stole the joke.
Yeah, and then
at
the end, he was like, Happy Turkey Day, and it was just confusing.
So you were cutting out, so I was just kind of guessing. If people cut out too much, I just say yes or yeah. Or...
Dude, me too. I be quiet until it goes silent, and then I just reply with a random word.
And then I just hope whatever they said wasn't super important.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
anyways, yeah, my Thanksgiving was pretty good. Just had some family come over, nothing too crazy. Just had some smoked tri-tip and some turkey, as you do.
I like that.
Yeah, how was yours?
It was good, dude. Football, turkey.
Gotta love it.
Hot tub. I mean,
dude,
just all around a good
sounds
night.
like an American Thanksgiving.
It was. A lot of pie.
How was yours, Kyler?
Mine was really good. Went to my in-laws, just hung out. We went and saw the new Ghostbusters, too.
Oh.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. So,
nice.
Good.
Yeah, it was cute. It was good.
Why was it cute?
Because it wasn't like the most amazing film, but it was a good throwback.
Is it the one with kids?
Yes.
Oh.
It's the grandkids. It's a good throwback. If you like the original, then this one's good.
Did you have any cranberry sauce yesterday?
No, but I had cranberries covered in sugar that my parents made that were phenomenal.
You would be a cranberry guy.
What's the deal with cranberries?
I like cranberries.
Cranberries are good, and it's
they're
like
yummy.
It's like the base of Thanksgiving besides turkey. Cranberries.
What about potato?
I didn't have any
cranberries. I would say cranberries beat the potato.
I wouldn't say that. I would say the classic dinner plate at least has turkey and potatoes.
But
That's
what
facts.
goes on top of turkey? Always. That everybody always talks about.
Gravy.
No, cranberry sauce.
No.
Who puts cranberry sauce on their
Everyone
turkey?
I've talked to. You guys are actually the first ones.
I've never heard of that. You put gravy on your turkey.
I mean, I don't even eat turkey. I don't like turkey. It's very dry and gross to me. But
well, you're not cooking it right.
You need to do better.
You can go ahead and tell Randy that. Every turkey that I've eaten has been dry, no matter who makes it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You
It's
tried
not my
putting it in a
favorite.
bag?
Oh, like the smushed turkey in your bag currently.
No, you don't. What?
No.
No.
Okay, Kyler got hungry, and so I pulled out some turkey.
You want to show him?
That is literally smushed.
Yeah, well, no, it was a good idea. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Give me 1 second.
Well, while he pulls out that turkey, what would you say your favorite Thanksgiving food is, Jared?
I would have to go with, like, dessert route. I'm going to go with pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie, that's the way to go.
I got the turkey.
That looks like Play-Doh.
No, it's turkey.
Looks like Play-Doh.
And
Well, don't squish it like that. Why are you playing with it?
For anybody who's just listening, it looks like Play-Doh.
it looks really good. I actually eat this
Go ahead and put
on
that
a
away.
daily basis.
He does.
All right, so
Anyways,
so let's get off this Thanksgiving topic and let's go into
why you hate giving thanks.
So do you hate Thanksgiving?
Why do you
Tyler?
hate being
No.
thankful?
No, I love Thanksgiving. I actually like the vibe more of Thanksgiving than the actual meal, just because like you get to spend time with family, and I feel like it's the good transition from fall into Christmas. That's how I see Thanksgiving.
How do you feel about that? Do you like Thanksgiving? Do you think it's
I
a
look
good
at
holiday?
it like this. Every day I'm thankful. Thanksgiving is just another day.
That was very inspirational.
Thanks.
Okay, anyways.
Speaking of inspiration, so our today's topic is called what? The Metaverse, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Dylan, me and Jared are very new to this. We don't know much about it. So Dylan's gonna go ahead and teach us.
I'm from Facebook. That's why you brought me on today. I'm professional Metaverse.
He's
Mark.
he made Metaverse.
So I actually watched a short video before this. That's all I know.
So we'll go ahead and pass the time over to Dylan to teach us about the Metaverse.
Thank you, appreciate it. Well, I sent you both a video. I think one of you watched it, and
no, I forgot.
and
I've
one
been
of
really
you
busy
one of
today.
you didn't, but that's okay. Anyways, Metaverse, it's a big thing blowing up right now. You can go ahead and look it up on Safari, but you guys know what the Oculus Quests are. It's like VR, and if you've seen Ready Player One, they've got haptic feedback. They've got these suits, and basically it's just virtual reality, but they're taking it to another level. So Facebook just rebranded themselves as Meta.
So it's gonna be like Ready Player One kind of situation.
That's kind of the goal.
Jeez.
I mean, hopefully without the violence and the havoc. But yeah, like it's a complete separate reality. They want to create a new universe almost.
So it's like a whole world that you can put on these headsets and go into.
Yeah.
Like, are they gonna have like the Omni track things in Ready Player One?
Dang, they haven't said anything about that, but
That'd be wild.
That'd be
So
sick.
are we all hoping when Mark Zuckerberg dies, then he'll do a prize, and whoever
no,
beats the puzzle
No.
will
I
get
like
his
that
fortune?
idea.
that's a terrible
That's
idea.
really bad. I
Oh
don't.
my God.
I don't even
Hey.
want to know how that will go.
It makes for a great movie. That's all I'm saying.
It really does.
That's
Shout out
true.
to you, Steven Spielberg. Also, you never got back to our invitation of coming on the podcast, but that's neither here nor there.
We'll let that fly.
We'll let that fly, Steven Spielberg.
But anyways, so it's a big controversy
enough for
right now. Just because. Sorry, what were you saying, bud?
I was just saying, like, am I not good enough for you?
Oh,
like,
no,
am I not
Well, you're
high
not
enough?
Steven Spielberg or Keith Urban, but you're Jared, so we have
That's fair.
So you're better.
That's fair.
You're better than
That's-
Keith Urban.
Aw.
And Indy Blue.
And
Indy
Indy
Blue was
Blue.
supposed to be here too, but never got back to us.
You can reach out to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, we're trying to get all the stars on.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's how we got you.
Yeah, I know. That's a good point.
Reaching
I'm a
out-
busy guy.
Reaching out to your agent, and
Yeah.
you're busy.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, there's a big controversy surrounding this metaverse because it's like, okay, you're taking away the physical part, which from the real world, you're taking away face-to-face interactions, and you're trying to replace it with something artificial.
So it looks like it's a sandbox universe. So is it just a sandbox universe, or is it one of those things where you could like upload a new game?
You can create things inside of it,
So it's just a sandbox universe.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. That's insane.
but you can buy. So people are buying real estate in the sandbox universe right now
Why?
With real money?
with real money. Yep. So there's a plot that just sold for $4.2 million.
What?
Holy.
It's in that universe. But the thing is, like, you can create as much as you need.
So when you go into that universe, you can like walk around and see other people's like what they've created.
Yeah.
So it's like actually walking around a real world.
Yeah, and the goal is, so it sold for 4.2, and they're trying to make that a retail district. So essentially you have people going in there and buying items. You can buy art right now. Have you guys heard of NFTs?
Oh, are
Sounds
those
familiar.
the like crypto like?
So kind
character
of. It's
things?
like, it's digital art that you can buy. So say you're buying a digital piece of the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
You buy it with crypto, and then you own it.
So is it?
And it
does
sells for real, like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
So is it like an investment kind of thing? Like you buy it and invest?
the
My
heck?
question is it taking away from like face-to-face interactions if like it's creating like fake face-to-face,
Yeah.
like virtual, like?
And that's what I think. I think it is taking away from it.
Well, like obviously it's taking away from like real, like
Right.
human-to-human interaction. But do you think like it could get to a point where they make it so well that like it seems like you're actually just talking to a real person, so it's like pretty much the same thing as a
Yeah.
face-to-face interaction?
Well, and here's the other thing. If you're virtual life, if your meta life is better than your real life, why would you spend any time here?
Exactly.
That's fair.
I'd be on the VR all day.
Yeah.
But I mean, you would still need to keep a job to actually make money, unless it's going towards a route where you can actually work there.
That's the goal, is that you'll be able to work through there.
And I'm assuming you'd be paid in cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it'll have its own economy, just the whole shebang.
See, but I don't see that working out because, like, have you done VR stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Have you, like, I know you have. It's nauseating after a little bit.
It's
like,
sickening.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't understand how someone would be able to, like, sit down and do work for, like, 8 hours of your day with a headset on because
But why is it nauseating?
Just people with, like, motion sickness.
I don't know.
Because I have really bad motion sickness, so I can't do VR.
It's because what you're seeing doesn't match what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you move, there's still, like, a little bit of latency of, like, the movement coming through. And so I think for them to be able to get that sickness out of the way and make it so it's not nauseating is they'd have to match that up, like, real time, which was...
Well, you also get used to it. You also get used to the...
I don't think so. I watched a video a couple years ago about this guy who his challenge was to spend 24 hours in a VR headset, and, like, he got sick. Like, after like 12 hours, he was, like, puking every hour-ish and just he couldn't stand it anymore.
And if you're playing games, though, that makes sense. But if you are... So if you say you're working, you put your headset on and it brings up this virtual desktop, a keyboard, a mouse, everything that you would have at work.
Yeah.
But you're just at home. So there's not much movement there. So if it went down that way, I think there wouldn't be as much
But people with motion sickness, like, you can't really get used to that. You would, according to research, you'd actually have to take medicine. And then that could essentially cause drug problems, obviously. Because if people are constantly taking medicine so they're not sick playing this game, then that can cause drug problems.
Right, but
so that's another problem.
No, here's the thing, though. So with the desktop, it would basically be an augmented reality. So you see your real desk, and then it just projects a screen, like a holographic screen, and then a keyboard.
Wait,
okay, so you wouldn't have to put on the VR headset, is what you're saying.
They're coming out with headset and glasses.
Ooh, glasses would be cool.
So the glasses is augmented reality, which I think would be super sick for a desktop and stuff.
I think
that would be better.
Yeah,
How far along are they with this?
I watched a video. Mark Zuckerberg put out a video with Facebook, and they've been working on it for a long while, but they also still have a lot of things that are under wraps. So I don't know.
Jeez, I don't know if that's the best idea. That could cause a lot of issues.
Yeah.
I feel like, and even more than just, like, not having that human interaction, I think, like, a lot of people, have you ever seen, like, like WALL-E? Like, when all the people are just, like, fat and they just, like, sit on their chairs and stuff? I feel like it would turn into that, like, because people would stop, I feel like, taking care of themselves if they like themselves in this metaverse more.
Well, you'd work on yourself in the metaverse more than you would in
100%.
real life.
Yeah.
You wouldn't care about your actual physical form.
Yeah.
Especially if you had a really nice, high-paying job and you had a luxury house. I wouldn't... Like, even me personally, I wouldn't give a crap about my outside world if I was loaded in a virtual world that was perfect, you know?
I think a lot of people would be that same way.
Yeah. And then if a lot of people started doing that, this world would start crashing, and then that would make other people start joining that world. So it would just keep going. Does that make sense?
And you get FOMO, like...
Yeah. Because, like,
all your friends are hanging out in a virtual world, and you're hanging out with...
Exactly. Like, I wouldn't do it, but if our world started crashing and all of you were a part of it, I would join just because... to get me out of this world and to be with you guys, you know?
Yeah.
So it would just be a branch.
Yeah. No, that's a good point, though. Like, if people get too involved in it, then they stop, like, doing stuff in this real world, and so we start running out of, like, actual resources and, like, being able to, like, do things in this real world. I guess that even happens kind of in Ready Player One, like, the world. Like,
well, the world is trash. Like, it shows the outside world, and it's just, they all live in trailers that are stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even live in actual homes. Yeah. Do you ever wonder if Mark Zuckerberg knows all of this and he does that on purpose to, like, create an own world and kind of destroy this one because he knows this one's going to hell or whatever? Do you ever wonder if they do that?
Only if he's actually a lizard man. I don't think he would have that intent. I think he's just trying to revolutionize how we do things, like, in the workspace and how we can experience things. And I think, obviously, his main goal is to see how much profit he can make off of it, but I think it's not to make this world worse. I think he's just trying to make money and give people different experiences.
That makes sense.
He's an interesting character.
He really is.
Because he's not super good with body language.
Yeah.
What he's saying doesn't match his facial expressions a lot of times. So people are like, oh, is he a sociopath or psychopath?
Yeah.
But I think he's just not good socially.
I think he's just kind of that classic nerd. That,
yeah,
like,
just a little wacky.
He's like really good at like computer stuff and all these other things. He's a really smart guy, obviously, but just has a rough time like interacting socially.
Yeah, he has a rough time expressing his emotions.
Maybe
he's
that's
getting
why
better.
he wants to make the metaverse.
Maybe.
See, the only way I see this working is, have you ever seen Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in like pretty much every episode, they have to put that little chip in their head that like pretty much puts them to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Elon Musk and him would literally have to work together to make that, because Elon Musk wants to do that already.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's how I see
Neuralink-
that going, is them
Yeah.
like putting you to sleep and putting you in a different world where it feels actually real.
Yeah.
That's the only way I see this working, if that's his goal.
I don't know.
Future stuff is
And then
crazy.
the other thing is, so you've got the metaverse, and the main cryptocurrency would be Ethereum or Bitcoin,
Mhm.
which we've seen in recent years just absolutely blow up in a good way. Blow up in a good way on the markets.
Yeah. Skyrocket.
Yeah. So and then you have the US dollar that's inflating quite quickly. And so people are turning to cryptocurrency anyways. I mean, do you guys think that cryptocurrency is something sustainable that we'd be able to use long term?
I think it would need a lot more regulation, because right now I don't know a whole ton about cryptocurrency, but as far as I can tell right now, it seems kind of unregulated and like it can like get out of hand, I feel like. But I don't know. There's a lot of different things. And also though, I feel like people can take advantage of cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin or like other ones like that, where everybody just decides to buy in and then it builds money. That's just like building like fake money pretty much. Like
Fake value.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Because I don't know a lot about crypto either, but I get that. Yeah, it's unregulated. Like,
Well, that's
it
the
could
selling
cause
point.
problems.
That's the selling point, is that it's not regulated by the government.
But eventually it would have to be, wouldn't it? Like, eventually they would take over it. If the
No.
American dollar completely lost its value and it was just crypto, I feel like the government would take over it.
But they can't. They can't because it's
Why? Just curious.
because it's an international like community. So with the
Gotcha.
US dollar, it's back. It used to be backed by the Federal Reserve with gold. And then we just added way too much money into the economy, and so the money, every dollar used to be backed by silver and gold. Now it's not.
Gotcha.
And so value, like that's why we're inflating so quickly, is because where's the value coming from? Because it's not backed by gold anymore. And cryptocurrency is a world market, so the U.S. government wouldn't be able to just step in and say, hey, we're going to start regulating this.
But they could regulate how much is used in their market, couldn't they? Like
I mean, they could track it. They could try to track it.
Yeah.
I don't think that would go very far, just because it was created off of the basis that government wouldn't be able to touch things like Bitcoin.
So the real question is, do you think cryptocurrency and like the metaverse would work? Like,
Yes.
do you like it?
I really like the idea. I just don't. I like the idea that it was created by a community of people that want to see innovation and want to see things move forward. And so you put the main thing missing in the metaverse is an economy.
Yeah.
You put money in there, a way for people to make money. You put jobs in the metaverse, that creates an economy and it adds value to Bitcoin.
But do you see this world falling apart if that metaverse starts taking off like highly?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, do you see
Just
that as
curious.
a problem?
I would like to see a balance where
I can
I don't want to see. I want face-to-face interaction to obviously be a regular thing in people's lives. Once the metaverse takes that away and people aren't talking to each other as much, then I can't support the metaverse because it's just not real.
But that's the thing. Like, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I totally agree, but like look at cell phones. Like
Yeah.
all the older people are always like saying we used to talk face to face all the time until cell phones came around.
Yeah.
You know, I would always as a child I always get yelled at because if someone wasn't picking up their phone they would yell at me to go knock on their door like a normal person because that's what they used to do back then. But nowadays we just call each other and be like, hey, can you hang out?
Yeah.
And that's the new norm. Like, could you ever see me just walking up to your house, knocking on your door and asking you to hang out?
No.
Exactly. That used to be normal back then. So face to face is completely like, it's gone a lot already.
Yeah.
So who knows what would happen if a metaverse was introduced?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, because they would build that platform, and like as much as people would say, oh, we would just only use it for as like a tool for working or a tool for investing or getting all these other things done. Like, people would create applications or other ways that they could just start interacting on it, and then people would just get sucked in, like cell phones, like Kyler was saying. That's the only problem I see with it. The other thing is a lot of privacy stuff. Like, I mean, Facebook had that big controversy the other, like, couple of years ago, like, about privacy, and now you'd be doing your entire daily life through their servers and through their things. Right. Like, would you trust that? Would you trust your entire, like, say the metaverse becomes where you do everything important in your life, like your work and your job, and like where you get all of your income? Would you trust someone else having control over the servers that keep that running?
No, I don't think so. I also think that phones are already... We spend way too much time on our phones as it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Exactly. That's my problem with the metaverse is it's just going to suck us out of this real world and put us into a fake one. As cool as it would be, and I totally agree, I'd wish there was a 50-50 balance, but as human beings, we are not capable of that.
How much time do you guys spend on your phone?
It depends on the day. Yeah.
I'm going to open up my screen time.
But typically, I would... I think my average is about 3 hours a day, but it depends on the day.
Hold up. I'll read mine. Daily average, 5.5 hours.
That's what I'm sitting at right now. My daily average, I'm up 25% from last week, to be fair. But yeah, it's 5 hours and 30 minutes.
That's so crazy, dude.
But that's
I don't even know how.
You do, the thing with, like, you do a lot of work on
5 hours and 2 minutes for me as well.
That's
my 5 hours.
That's
like
so much of a day.
It depends. Like, if I have a busy day, I'm never on my phone, so it'd only be about an hour. But if it's just like a slow day, I'm on my phone all day sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on the day for me.
Well, mine factors in, so the NFL is my most used app at 4 hours. And that's because I just turn my phone on sometimes while I'm working or doing homework, and I'll just have the game going. YouTube, same thing, 3.5 hours. Messages.
I watch a lot of YouTube.
Messages doesn't surprise me. I spend, on average, about 45 minutes on iMessage.
Dang.
So that doesn't surprise me.
See, just like phones, see how much time we've spent. Because typically, let's say, an average person, gets about 15 hours a day? Yeah, that's already 5 hours gone just on your phone, you know? Like, if you had a job and everything, you'd be spending 15 hours straight in that world. You wouldn't be taking care of yourself out here.
Right.
So I definitely don't see it working.
Here's the other thing, though. I do see, like, with phones, a lot of the stuff we do on them are stuff we could do other ways, too. Like our parents are used to, like, watching TV and everything, so their screen time's probably less because they don't watch it on their phone. They always watch on their TV.
That's true.
For us, as, like, a younger generation, we watch all of our stuff on our phones. We do everything through our phone, pretty much. That's, like, online. And so I think that's, like, all of our online time, like, you know, because if you look at your parents, like, they're like getting all of that out of, like, TV and other things like that, so that doesn't show up as much. But
that's a good point, because we do use our phones for absolutely everything.
Yeah,
banking, like, media, connection with people, games.
Do you know what blows my mind still? I remember back in 5th grade, have you guys ever heard of BizTown? Yeah. So anybody who doesn't know who BizTown is, it was a virtual world to, like, teach students how to be a real adult. So it was this whole setup. It was an actual city, and they would assign you jobs, and they would give you money, and then you would actually have to go out and buy things. I remember them teaching me how to write a check, and on the back of your checkbook, you would, like, write down the amount so you could keep track of how much money you have left. And now we just whip it out, and we can look on it there. I've never, ever used that method. I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is so hard. There should be an easier way. Now there is.
I just can't even imagine.
It just blows my mind.
Like, they just didn't know the exact amount that was in their their
They
bank
would have to
accounts.
look at their checkbook of
They'd
something that they wrote down.
And they'd have to keep track of of everything that they spend. Every dollar that they spend, they'd have to track, or else they're not gonna know.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I always think about that. Like, what if we still lived in that world? You know, like, would we have better socialization? Would like mental illnesses be down heavily? Like, that's just.
I think we wouldn't have as much. I think we'd honestly have the same amount of time as we do now for socialization, because if you think about it, like, obviously they didn't like socialize with people through other objects or like through their phones or devices, but they also were spending a lot of time having to do those small things like balance their checkbook and do all these other things that we can now do almost instantly on our phones. And so while they didn't have phones, that they would like, I guess, like, see people more, but like also at the same time they had other things that would take them longer where they couldn't interact. And so I think we have a tool now where like we can do those things quicker, and it's like we have to be the ones in charge of like making sure that social life stays up.
That's
But
Think of if you wanted to go eat out. You're like, okay, babe, where do you want to go eat? And she's like, I don't know, as they always say. You give her an option: Panda Express or Chick-fil-A. Or actually, no. Let's get a little crazy
a
here.
little classier.
You say, I just got paid. You say, okay, let's go to either like a nice pizza place or a nice Italian place. So you start looking through the phone book and looking through the food places, and you finally find one in another city, and you're like, okay, let's go here. It's Giorno's Pizza. So you tap that, or you circle that with your little pen. And
dude, what is that? What's a pen?
Yeah, you
that's
just
not a
click it.
thing.
Oh, that's sick.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Okay, now here comes the fun part. Now you have to pull out your map of the Salt Lake Valley, and you have to figure out how to get there. And then you have to write down, okay, so we're going to turn here, turn here, turn here, turn here. And then, like, before I hit the third stoplight, it'll be on the right side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that, though. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely. No. People memorize stuff. Like, you even memorize stuff right now. Like, you don't even.
But he's saying if you go out of the city, that's what
say you
go
go
like you were going. If
you're
you
in a
were
new
out of
city.
town, let's say you were out of town.
Yeah.
You were on vacation and you were looking for a place to eat.
That's
a
would
good way
make
to put
sense.
vacations would be a hassle,
Insane.
bro.
Holy
That would suck.
Crap! Writing down everywhere you're going, having to mark everything that you did. Like,
Yeah.
that would just be insanity.
Okay, the other thing I want to emphasize on is like you talking about like the mental side of things, because that's something I want to bring up with like the metaverse, and we kind of did a little bit earlier, but like we've seen phones have caused so much mental issues with our generation. Like I've seen it in so many people around me. Just it causes so many problems, and it makes it hard for people. Like, what do you think the metaverse would do? Because like you're getting less human interaction, which is like what people say is one of the reasons we get like depression and anxiety. Like, what do you guys think that would do to us?
I think it's actually
mentally.
I think it's the leading cause. I think the leading cause of depression and anxiety is a lack of social interaction in everyday life.
Yeah. So are you saying like metaverse would just skyrocket that? Do you think?
Well, because the question becomes, can my interaction in the metaverse replace my interaction in the real world?
Yeah.
And you think it can just completely replace it?
No, I think it can. Not right now. Not like it can't
Yeah.
even get close right now. But I think, let's say like hypothetically we get back in that situation like for Ready Player One again, like their suits like had like taptic all over their suits, so they could like feel things. They could like it felt like they were in that world. If we got to that point, I think it could. But the question is, will we ever get to that point, or how long will it take to get to that point?
I think it's going to come faster than we think.
I think so too.
Anyway, so we think mental illness will make it worse.
Yes. We do.
So we agree
Absolutely.
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But so think about it this way. Let's say in Ready Player One, they're making friends in Ready Player One, you know? Like they're not distracted by an iPhone. They're going out talking to people, playing games with people. So
Are they though? Because you can self-isolate even in the metaverse.
yeah, but I'm talking about like Ready Player One. Like, would people still do that, or do you think everybody would still self-isolate, like you were just saying?
I think it'd be a little bit of both. I think if you're not, I think you'd be the same person in the metaverse that you are here if it gets advanced enough.
Yeah.
So if you're spending a lot of time alone in the real world, you're going to do the same thing in the metaverse.
That's a good point.
So I don't think it's going to be different.
Yeah. I think it's honestly just about, like, training yourself anyways to, like, in this world, like, to just not be on your phone that much either, which is, like, hard to do since, like we said, like, you do everything with your phone. But, like, I think it's like Dylan's saying, you're still the same person in the metaverse, so you're still going to do pretty much the same thing in the end. So I think you just still have to train yourself to, like, interact with people and not isolate.
That makes sense. So according to studies, and everybody's probably read this before, with, like, social media and everything like that, people have actually, like, found their depression and everything by looking at the amount of likes that they don't have, by seeing posts that makes them jealous of what other people are doing. Do you think that would happen in the metaverse?
I think that's a factor that goes into depression and things, and I think it also depends on, like, why are you looking at social media? Because if you're getting on there and you're comparing yourself to others, I don't think you should use social media. But if you're getting on there to hype your bros up, you know, congratulations, and, like, we should genuinely be happy for each other when we see somebody achieve something or obtain something.
Agreed.
But that's the hook of social media. That's where I think it comes in, that it has the mental issues, is people get focused on the release of dopamine when you get those likes or when you see that people are interacting with your posts. And so I think...
Do you guys get those? Because I hear people talk about them, but, like, I don't care how many likes I get.
I don't use social media enough, so I don't care.
I mean, honestly, like, I do enjoy when people like my posts. Like, I'm like, oh, these people liked what I posted and everything. Like, and it does, like, release a certain amount of dopamine, and it, you know, does that. But, like, at the same time, I'm still kind of like, I don't really care enough.
The only likes that I like and that gives me dopamine is liking this video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want to give us some dopamine, like this video and drop a comment below.
Bruh.
Sorry, I just had to put that out there. That's the only like I care about.
I will testify that liking this video gives you 10 times the dopamine of giving you a like.
See, I care. If I post a picture of my dog, I don't care how many likes that gets. I care on how many likes this gets. That gives me dopamine. I don't post at all because I don't care about it anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I live my own life now. I don't feel the need to share it with everybody. Like, it's my life. Nobody really... Because, like,
the boys?
Do you think that's helped your mental state?
I think it's helped my mental state. Because back when I, like, dealt with a lot of things... I mean, I still deal with it, but when it was really bad, I would post something being like, oh, I hope they care about my life. I hope somebody cares about me. And, like, the amount of likes would show that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if I got 100 likes, I'd be like, oh, wow, 100 people actually care a little bit, and then the other ones don't.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of true, though.
Yeah, exactly. So I stopped posting, and I realized that helped me because, honestly, do you really look through social media, see something really cool, and be like, oh, that's really cool, congratulations. Yeah. And then you move on with your life. You don't remember that. Yeah. Like, you might remember it later, but it's not something that really changes your life forever.
It doesn't.
So that's why I stopped posting. Because, like, nobody really cares that much.
Yeah.
No offense.
I also, so with Instagram especially, it's kind of like an archive for me.
Exactly.
Like, I know it's going to be there. Comments that are there are people that were in my life at that time. Like, you guys know how it goes on Instagram. Friends that there's certain friends that you just stay in contact with every once in a while, and it's like, okay, like, I appreciate them commenting or whatever.
Yeah, so the only reason I post now is, so since season 1, I have gotten engaged.
Yeah,
and I posted about the engagement, not because, like, to be like, hey, everybody care about me, I'm engaged. More like, hey, just so you know I'm getting engaged, expect an invite, maybe.
Just so you know.
Maybe.
Just so you know. Not that I care what you think of my engagement, but
see, and that's
just so you know.
That's what social media is supposed to be. It's just like...
And more of an announcement.
It's supposed to be, like, people that you want to update about things going on in your life. It's supposed to be, like, basically just a update feed of what you're doing instead of being focused on, I'm going to post this so I get this amount of likes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's actually why I don't really like Instagram anymore. I don't really post as much on there. I actually like posting on Visco more because, like,
Visco's good.
Visco's fire because it doesn't have, like, any numbers attached to it at all. It doesn't show you how many followers you have. It doesn't show you how many likes or republishes you get. Like, it's just, like, you post to, like, show what's going on in your life. Or show
well, you know, like, Instagram and Facebook, they're all trying to go that route. They're testing it out, getting rid of likes and everything like that.
Yeah, but that's like...
that.
The thing is, that's a good move for like helping people and help them mentally, but that's a bad move for them as a company, I think.
Yeah.
Because then people get less engaged. They'll start losing that addiction.
Influencers will also leave because influencers get paid on the amount of likes they have and how many followers.
I think it comes down to intentions. Like, why are you posting? Why are you on Instagram? Is it for good reasons?
Exactly. Well, so we're gonna end this episode here, but I want to wrap up with one last thing from each of us. What is one thing you would do in the metaverse when you first get it? Go ahead, Dylan.
Damn, that's a tough question. That's a really tough question.
It is.
I think. Can I do anything?
Yeah, it's a sandbox world. Anything.
I think I would come over to your house and toilet paper and doorbell ditch you.
Why don't you just do that in person?
Because I'd feel bad if I didn't.
Okay, let me get this straight. You get into a virtual world. You can do anything ever imaginable that you ever want to do. And you want a toilet paper at his house.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny.
That's pretty savage.
If that was the first thing I did, bro.
That'd be so savage.
Yeah.
All right, Jared, what about you?
Dude, I would box Dylan because I can't box him in real life and have a fair chance. And so I want to box him in fake life, so I would maybe have a chance.
Be a really built up character.
Fun.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
No, just kidding. I would go like snowboarding in like all over the world.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because I want to go. I've only gone snowboarding here in Utah, and I love snowboarding.
Dude, you could snowboard Mount Everest.
I could snowboard Mount
Snowboard Mount Everest.
Yeah, snow is up there.
Dude, it'd be sick actually. Though.
That'd be so cool.
Like, so I would definitely like just travel the world and snowboard. What would you do, Kyler?
What would I do? Well, the first thing, I definitely wouldn't build a house, so Dylan couldn't TP it. I would be building a bunker underground where Dylan couldn't find me.
I'll flood it.
But I said where you couldn't find me, but that actually would be one of the first things I do, build a house, but now it's a bunker, an underground bunker.
That's really cool.
Would you like living in a bunker?
I wouldn't live in it. It would just be really cool. Have you seen the really cool bunkers? That's another topic. But yeah, that's what I would do. Build a really cool house.
Yeah.
But any last words, anything to shout out, Jared, before we sign off?
No.
Where can we find you on Instagram?
At Jared Ferguson on Instagram, but I don't post there that much because I don't care about likes.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you everybody for signing on today. I'm Kyler Brett.
And I'm Dylan Herdsman.
We'll see you next week with a Christmas special. See you later.